Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we are going to discuss the TV show Derry Girls. This is the Channel 4 UK show, filmed in Northern Ireland, and it is a Netflix show, technically. So it's a Netflix slash Channel 4 original show. This is based on the Troubles, which was a time period from the late 60s to the late 90s, where Northern Ireland wanted to be incorporated into Southern Ireland, so that way the whole Isle of Ireland, the whole island, would just be one. But but Ireland itself didn't want Northern Ireland to be a part of it. They wanted it to stay within the UK. So it was just a lot of fighting and bloodshed and stuff, right? A lot of it was Catholic versus Protestants, religion, go figure, right? So things happened, okay? So the creator of the show grew up in Londonderry, Ireland, just they scratched out the London part and just called it Derry. So this is her very super loosely based on experience. So she did go to a Catholic school, where our five main characters go to a Catholic school. They all live in Derry. She lived in Derry. That's about it. None of the stories like translate to what her actual experience was. The main character, one of the main characters, Erin, is not based on Trish, I believe her name is. So it's neat having some historical fiction thrown into this. Season 2, you have Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton coming, and Chelsea Clinton coming to Ireland to talk about, peace is possible, stuff like that. They're happy that the conflict is coming to an end. And then there was the Good Friday vote or something like that in '98, where it was decided that Northern Ireland would just incorporate into Ireland and no more British. So the four main girls, Erin and Orla, are cousins. Their moms are sisters. They all live in the same house. And it's just an absolute hysterical family dynamic. There's 3 seasons, came out 2018, 2019. Pandemic, halted a lot of stuff in general. So then the third and final season came out in 2022. And so their friend Michelle, their friend Claire, who's played by the girl who plays Penelope in Bridgerton, and I can't remember her name. And in the third season, her character moved away because she was filming Bridgerton, so there's a lot of back and forth between Netflix properties. Good for her. Whose name I can't remember. Who else? And then you have Michelle's cousin James, who's actually from London. So it's a lot of that, back and forth. How dare you, English person, come to Ireland kind of thing. So the race card is pulled plenty of times. English versus Irish. It's so crude and it's so smart and it's so vulgar and it's so hysterical, and certain points where I just got choked up and I laughed, I cried, I cheered. It was so entertaining and it was so vividly entertaining. And I say that because you just couldn't keep your eyes away from it. The characters were just so over the top. The best I can explain it is the church massacre scene in Kingsman, the very first Kingsman, where Victor Valentine tries out his app at that very horribly bigoted, homophobic church in Kentucky, and so then everybody starts to kill each other and stuff, right? So then the why I'm explaining this is the camera just goes from one thing to the next thing to the next thing. It felt like a video game, but it's just you're focusing. Some characters doing this, another character's doing that. Somebody else is throwing this. Somebody else is punching that person. Somebody else is stabbing that person. It's very boom, 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 boom. This show, when the characters were bickering or fighting, or where there was a physical altercation, or whether it was just a verbal, or they were trying to practice a dance number and then all hell breaks loose. It was very back and forth and back and forth, and it reminded me of that kind of back and forth and back and forth that Kingsman scene had in particular. But it's funny because this is a TV show. So season 1 had 6 episodes, season 2 had 6 episodes, season 3 had 7 episodes. And it was very heart gut wrenching at the end. Claire's father passing away, them having to deal with that, Claire moving away because her mom didn't want to be there. That's how they wrote that particular character away. I get it, but it's still it was very heart wrenching. Like, you still have these absolutely hysterical scenes between the kids, between the adults dynamic. These kids are 16 to 18 throughout this show. You have a Christmas episode, you have a Halloween episode. So we're gonna throw this in the Christmas category. Christmas review category. It was just so entertaining. I felt like I should watch all 19 episodes as one unit because it's one story, rather than do a review per season because it's only 6 episodes a season. So it's short, it's different. But as a whole, there's of course so many standout moments and so much hilarity. The sister who runs the school is just absolutely hysterical and flawless. The convenience store guy, Dennis, who then runs the video store, absolutely flawless and hysterical. It is just so gut wrenchingly, like my stomach hurt at certain points because I was laughing so hard. So for a show to do that, it's very rare in general. But for something to be so smart and so funny and still so prevalent within such a long duration, from 2019 to 2022 when the last season finally came out. So of course I wish there was more, but we do get a present day uh, kind of thing at the very end with Chelsea Clinton getting this girl's letters when she was visiting, with her parents back in the 90s. So that was cute. That was a nice little voiceover of Chelsea Clinton coming in at the very end to do a little read of the letter. But man, it was just so entertaining. Just James being accepted as a Derry girl the entire time. That whole drag performance in for Spice Girls, it was so well done. I have no complaints. I wish there was more. On to the next review. Mucho mahalo.